All right, what's up, everybody? Nick Atkin here. It is Monday morning in beautiful sunny Hong Kong, and Diogo Reis, the new flyweight submission grappling champ, is in Singapore celebrating his big win, and he's coming to Hong Kong tomorrow. I didn't realize we could have done this one in person. Maybe I'll catch
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
But
could it be cool? Yeah,
how you doing, Diogo? Good to see you, man.
I'm doing good. Good to you, my friend. So, as you say, I mean, traveling the Asia. So, Singapore, it's my first time here. It's some country I would like to know. Also, with my brother, he's traveling with me, and then we go Hong Kong because last time I went to Hong Kong, I got sick like four days in the hotel, so I didn't
Uh-oh.
know nothing. Just the statue of Bruce Lee, but now I want to go around, see more, more about the things, and then after I go Japan.
Busy man. You'll be
Yeah.
taking that belt with you. That new belt is pretty heavy, isn't it? How are you going to get it through
Oh my
security
God,
at the airport?
10 GK, bro. I let on my bag. Everybody started showing. Some people, they won. I say, oh, you fight one, oh, you champion. I say, yeah, Muay Thai. I say, no, grappling.
It's fine. Grappling's cool. It was an awesome fight, and we're doing this because I didn't get to speak to you after you won the belt. You beat Dakiona Kora by unanimous decision in Bangkok, but they said you couldn't come speak to the media. Did you have an injury or something, or were you just so
No, you
tired?
know
Or
what? What happened? During morning, I did my breakfast and then I threw back everything.
Mm.
And I was like, what? Until okay, because I have gastritis. Yeah. I said, okay, no problem. I think it's better because I will be fasting, I'm gonna just be water. But during the fight I was good, 5 minutes until 5 minutes, and after the 5 minutes to the end, my blood pressure get down, bro, and I started like going down, but I was, and also, when you feel your body start like become heavy, you move, it started to become like slowly, and like when the match ends up, I couldn't be standing, like I was almost dying, so, and also the ache started getting in my legs, and I was scared of he get the catch. Yes, it was. I cannot let him get the catch, Even because when you are holding submission, you need to stress like a really dangerous position, so he could not do it. But and after that, so much headache, body don't wanna do nothing. That's why I do not let me. No, I just say let me rest a little bit here, let me recover, and then go interview. And people say, no, 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 you okay? You do after.
Well, that's good. Yeah, you got to look after your health first. And thanks for taking time to speak to me. And I'm sure some of the fans here are happy. I'll just check in on the comments here. Good day, gentlemen. Says NG, what's up, NG? Good to see you. Someone get Mikey in here. Yeah, that's the elephant in the room. Is it going to be you versus Mikey Musumeci? Now, I asked you before the fight if you'd
Yeah.
like to have Mikey come back if you won the belt. What do you think now?
I think it's good, So as I say in the beginning, people I think I already know. When I signed for one, I it was supposed to fight Mike, but this didn't happen. And Mike leaves to UFC, and now I I'm the one. So I did my word that I will done my contract with one. So now I'm the champion. I'm the flyweight champion. So now people say Mike has a free now. He's free from UFC, from everything. So I think now we can make this match up because when Mike was in UFC, I think he asked Claudia for to fight against me, but on his first fight. But yeah, Claudia contact my professor. That's my also my manager, and we cancel that because we have a contract with one, so we gonna we wanna build on one championship.
Okay, so it's up to Mikey whether he wants to do this because you're staying in one championship now. He's a free agent, so we have to see what Mikey thinks, right? And you guys, you had some beef before, but you told me that you settled the beef, and now you're on good terms. You're friends again.
Yeah, we are okay. We friends. First time I met Mikey was in 2017. He was a world champion his first time, and then I was a kid, like 15 years old. He was become a world champion. I trained with him, so it was good. No, just as the time he for Gabriel, and he say so many things, but I didn't like. Okay, no problem. He can say everything.
Well, let's see. Have you spoken to Tom DeBlas or Chatri about your next opponent, your next moves? Did they say anything to you about Mikey or
Uh
about anyone else?
Not yet. I just saw Tom, and then I appreciated him for giving me this match. Everything. I didn't talk with Chatri yet, but Tom say when you reach Brazil, we're gonna contact you, because now end of the year, I don't know what's gonna happen, but probably I wanna come back as soon as possible. So as I reach Brazil, I'm gonna start my routine. I think like February or March, I will be okay to come back.
All right, let's see what happens. Comment from Story of the Fight. Vertical stream. Yes, by the way, guys, there's a new feature on this streaming platform I use. You can watch it in vertical on Facebook, YouTube, wherever. So if that's what you like on your phone, check it out. But I'm here with Diogo Reis. If you're just joining us, he won the belt on Saturday morning in Bangkok. It was an awesome fight, but it was an awesome week for you. You also got to train with the legend Marcelo Garcia at the hotel. I think you did that right after we spoke before the fight. How was that experience with you?
Bro, it was a great experience training with Marcelinho. He's a good guy. So also I could not just share jiu-jitsu, but also mentality, showing he shared his routine when he was a competitor. So it was great to have this meeting, with the guy from the old times, new times, because we could share training also, and also not just jiu-jitsu, but he's a really good guy, good energy, simple guy. See, bro, Marcelinho won everything jiu-jitsu. He's a legend. He's like a really humble, really simple guy, and but also training with him and Cody have this opportunity to feel the pressure, to feel the position, to feel the things. It's like a crazy, and like my brother, my brother, he's my filmmaker. He fly with me now. And no, in the beginning he was filming 5 minutes, and then he turned off the record. And I told him, bro, why you stop to filming? And he say, because you guys in the beginning was on flow, letting one the other do the things. And also you're gonna fight, and I say fight. I think I didn't know post to say, bro. If you train with a legend like that, you need to film the whole spar to the end. It's like when I'm gonna train with Marcel again, never, never. You crazy? Because my brother is a blue belt. I think he didn't know the dimension of Marcelinho's in jiu-jitsu.
Hmm.
He just like, oh, it's a flow road. This guy, they don't wanna kill each other, so I'm not gonna film that. And bro, I told you crazy, like a 30 minutes for with Marcelo. Who do 30 minutes with Marcelo? You crazy?
Well, maybe you can do it again next time. I don't know. Do you think Marcelo is going to come back? He lost this matchup. It was a great fight with Lachlan Giles. What did you think of that matchup? It was just very awesome. I thought to see and both guys so respectful of each other, right?
Yeah, I think like so let me explain that. Uh Marcelo and Lagnon, they are the same age, right? But at the time of Marcelo, many years ago, the grappling was really different. Jiu-jitsu was different, you know. Marcelo at his time he was greatest, but he stopped competing, and a lot of things change, you know. The way you pass it, the way you connect with the legs, the way you think about fight, the way grappling improving a lot about in every situation, right? And you get Lakla, okay. I think like he's a old guy, but he's a new guy, new school. Let's see, he's a new school versus Marcelinho old school. So it's totally different. How Marcelo could face Laglan, you know. I think like this time Marcelo stopped. I think of course, he's still training, keeping healthy and everything, but you know the difference between nowadays and before is totally different because people at that time they don't have so many good guards like nowadays. You can see Laikla was, you know, very comfortable in my vision that because I was watching the fight. It's really comfortable and really knowing what Marcelo wants to do, and also his leg interim is really good. You know, he was waiting for this opportunity. The way he get the legs, the way he escaped, and also if you see the way Marcelo escaped, it's not like people do nowadays. You know, so I think this was a bad fight for Marcelo Garcia. I think he should prepare more himself for that because, as I say, it's like you get Pelé here, Pelé from
Yeah,
from soccer to play nowadays.
it would be different. Yeah,
It will be different, you know. So this is what I was stuck with my professor because so many things change a lot. So if you don't still compare, yeah. So it's same thing like I stopped today and then I come back 10 years after. Jiu-jitsu is another one.
it's
And
going to be
then
different.
yeah, it's gonna be really different. So I think yeah, the same. I think Black Line was really, you know, I think above of Marcelo at this fight.
Yeah, he confirmed he wants to retire again. Do you know if Marcelo wants to continue? Did he speak to him at all after?
No, he said he's like mad because of the fight because he's a competitor. Everybody, no, nobody wanna comes to fight and lose, but he said no, I'm gonna come back. It's, you know, I mean, still competitor. I'm gonna come back to competition. So let's see.
That's good. I hope to see him again. Great character, great performer, a legend. Story of the fight. Loved both of the jiu-jitsu matches. Both the grappling matches were very entertaining. He says, "Do you think your one was better than Marcelo and Lachlan, or who had the best
Me,
matchup?" Yeah,
yeah, I think I have the best match.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think a lot of the casual fans enjoyed it. They don't often like the grappling, the people who tune in for the Muay Thai and the kickboxing and MMA, but I think this time they really did like it. I loved it. A question from NG here: have you ever tried striking, and would you ever do MMA someday? I know we talked about this before, and the answer is yes. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I try, you know, as I say, in Jundiaí where I live. So once a week I do a boxing training, you know. So I'm trying to do more like that, more often, like a 2 keep that. But when I was a kid, I trained a lot of Muay Thai, boxing, you know, everything, capoeira. So I like that. But as I moved to the Melk's gym, I stopped doing that and just keep jiu-jitsu and judo. And after judo, I started training wrestling. So jiu-jitsu and wrestling was my base.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to do an MMA fight in one, right?
Yeah, so as I say I mean, I'm the platform that can make this happen because, you know, it's good transition, and also one I think they give this opportunity also as Hotor they are doing. So maybe we can make it in a few years. So transit to fight MMA. Why not?
I'd like to see it. Another question from Story of the Fight. Shout out Story of the Fight, one of my members here on the channel. If you really want to support me, please consider becoming a member. Really helps out. Story of the Fight says, "What do you think, Diogo, is the next big thing in jiu-jitsu?" You mentioned the leg attacks. These days are very different than when Marcelo used to compete. What's next? What's the next big move? You think?
So I think because it all depends of the competition itself, but you know uh I think it's a cycle. So example, at the time was leg locks, he hooks a lot, and then now people are doing foot lock, and now people are doing arc lock, and then I think you're gonna turn to leg locks again because people they use a lot leg locks and people started knowing defending, and then people come to another to the basic one foot lock because people they already forget they just focus on like defense, and then they forget the foot. So I think it's like the cycle, and then say yeah, it's starting not change at all. But one thing I see people doing more often is the rushing. Like also people who do a lot of leg tournaments they are doing less and they are putting more on resting position because I think the highest goal for everybody is the ADCC. And so if you don't have like a good basic rushing, so you cannot win a DCC because people who really works under the rules know that if you go on top, you need to do rushing, So I think like the big sets, big thing we're gonna be rushing.
All right, let's see what happens. All right, I want to let Diogo get out there and enjoy Singapore. If you have any questions, get them in quickly. Just do a couple more minutes with him. So it's Singapore and then Hong Kong tomorrow, did you say? And then on to Japan, right?
Yeah, Hong Kong tomorrow. Let's come to seminar tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, I'll try. It's I think you said SHBJJ, right? In
Yeah,
Sheungwan.
I'll send you the Instagram
Okay.
in Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, anyone in Hong Kong, jiu-jitsu fans, you need to get over to Sheungwan. It's on Hong Kong Island and SHBJJ. Are you doing seminar in Singapore today as well?
No, I did yesterday, and then today holiday.
Oh, enjoy. Yeah. And then Japan, you have some seminars there?
Yeah, one in Nagoya and after holidays, and then back to Brazil.
All right. Keeping it busy. I believe that is yeah, a packed schedule for you and you want to return in March. So hopefully we see the baby shark back in action soon. Um, Yeah, how was your whole experience then, just in fight week? Just sum it up for me.
I mean, the first time was really totally different from because it was a new thing for me. But this one now was really great. This time I bring everybody, my nutritional, physical, psychological, my coach, my brother. So to not this time not get don't fail on hydration because last time I was okay, hydration easy, just need to hydrate and then pee like that, and I fail, and then it was really bad, and I was like, oh, I need to know how this works, how this competition works, So all all the experience that I took, I bring this to change a lot of things, and now the whole week of the competition was perfect for me. Just the day of competition started becoming mad because time zone, bro, is really hard for me. It's like 10 hours different, and then we go shortly. Like I have 3 days to change, but it's impossible. But it was good at the end.
Yeah, I think you seemed a bit more comfortable this time, and hopefully next time it'll be even easier for you. Did you enjoy the rest of the show? Was there anything else you liked? I know the main event must have been a bit of shock. I don't know if you spoke to Fabricio at all, your fellow
No, yeah.
Brazilian.
Since day one, I knew him and we started talking, become friends, you know. And I was cheering for him. Unfortunately, he lost the belt, but I told him, bro, it's okay. You're gonna come back. And as you, because he go Brazil a lot, they say when you go Brazil, São Paulo, come to train with us. And also, the next time I'll be in Thailand, I go Phuket to train with him, you know, strike, try new things.
Oh, I'd like to see that link up. I think Story of Fire wants to see a clip of me and you rolling. I think I'm
Yeah.
not the same division. I'm a heavyweight. It's not fair for Diogo, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see. I'm not. I don't really do jujitsu. Maybe you can slap a
Really? You
leg
don't do
lock on me.
jiu-jitsu?
I did it a few years ago for a few months, but someone hit me in the head with their knee, and I had like a bad
Oh my God.
concussion. So I stopped doing it.
Concussion. Oh my God.
Yeah, I had to get an X-ray and everything. It was
I mean, I go easy, no problem. I go slowly.
You go easy on me. Good. Yeah. Thank you. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want you to beat me up. All right. Uh, thank you, Diogo. Appreciate it. Enjoy Singapore, man. And yeah, I'll try and catch up with you here tomorrow in Hong Kong. Once again, guys, if you're here,
Let's
go
go.
check it out.
Take my
SHBJJ and
brother.
21. Thank you, sir. All right. We'll see you soon. Cheers, bro.
See you soon.
All right. That's the baby shark. We're going to carry on now and recap the rest of one fight night 38. If you see some shadows coming across me, the laundry is kind of flapping in the wind a bit. I'm in the attic. I'm in the new house. If you didn't catch the media day stream I did, I moved house to a new place. It's pretty cool here. I'm loving it. Just did a morning walk with the dogs on the beach. My dog Billy got in the water, splashing around. It was very fun. I'm sorry if you hear my stomach rumbling as well. I haven't eaten yet, and I thought I could survive, but I don't know how audible it is. If it's really loud, just tell me. I'll try and get someone to bring me up a light snack. Shout out Billy. Thank you. Story of the fight. Thanks to you guys for asking questions. Story of the fight and NG. Yeah, knees to grounded opponents are legal in one. Yeah, I don't know. I told this story a few times back in the day, but I did jujitsu for 2 months when I was in Bangtao, 2022. Yeah, summer. I got stranded in Phuket. What a great place to be stranded during COVID because Hong Kong was being really silly with all the rules. If an airline carrier had more than 3 COVID positives on one flight, the airline would get banned for a month or something. And I had a flight booked the end of April, so I went there after 1X, which was in March in Singapore. I went there for like a few weeks to wait till I could fly back, and then my flight got cancelled, so I was stuck. I was pretty happy to be stuck. Yeah, and then I did another month or so there, 6 weeks. It was awesome time. Yeah, I was doing BJJ every other day. I was doing the strength and conditioning with, you see, if you follow Bang Tao on Instagram, you see how awesome that gym is. They got Coach Woody out there. He's the strength and conditioning coach for so many top stars in UFC and one. He does Nico Carrillo's, and Anatoly Malakin. So many of the top guys go to him. He's awesome. Volkanovski in UFC. It's just an awesome gym right on the beach as well. I really loved the time there, and yeah, I was doing some jujitsu. I wasn't very good, obviously. I was a complete beginner, but doing classes with Alex Shield and Josh Hinger was really fun. Two legends right there. And what was interesting was Josh Hinger was the coach of the Rotolo twins. They started in his kids class in San Diego. I forgot the name of the gym. Sorry, I should know. Uh, Atos, yeah, Atos, and yeah, that was right around the time the Rotolos actually debuted in one, so we were talking about it a lot. It was good times. Yeah, I come back to Hong Kong and I was doing I tried to carry it on at Tempo Jiu-Jitsu, shout out. And then yeah, like after a few classes, some guy kneed me in the head. He was a new guy. We weren't even like rolling. It was just he was practicing the move on me because they show you a move and like do this, and he just was really eager and kneed me in the head so bad. I feel for these fighters, especially in one who have grounded knees to deal with. It's not a nice feeling. All right, our stream starts in 30 minutes, so I'm prepping for that. But I had to hop in while I could. Damn. Yeah, I should have. I wanted to check with you yesterday. Yeah, whether I would be crossing over yours. So, uh, sorry, I'll try and keep mine to half an hour. I don't want to stay too long. But yes, need to get back to BJJ myself. Been too long. Yeah, I'm starting to get the itch again to do it. I I just live so far away from everything now. I have to take a boat, a ferry to the island, 25 minutes. It's not impossible, but kind of once you live on that beach island life, it's hard to get back to the city. You don't want to leave. New studio, Pomvisan, what's up, my guy Shine? Yeah, it is. It is a new studio. I still need to put all the posters up. Sorry, just got back on Saturday night, and then yesterday was kind of busy. I was looking after the dogs and the baby, and unpacking a few more things. Still a bit of a mess up in here, as you can see. Getting the TV set up. Yeah, we're nearly there, nearly 100%. No Island BJJ. No, there's nothing here. It's kind of just yeah, it's pretty empty. They have a it's just for there's a lot of houses and buildings, residential stuff, and then schools, a couple of plazas with shops and things. An ice rink. There is an ice skating rink, which is weird. But yeah, no BJJ. That would be awesome if there was a gym here. I'd love that. Anyway, yeah, I should crack on with my recap. So, what did you guys all think of One Fight Night 38? Let me know. I really enjoyed it. I will be honest. I didn't think it would be a great show on paper, but I think it really delivered. It was one of those shows that I had low expectations for, and it over exceeded, shall we say, my expectations. It over delivered. I'll just run through the results quickly here. Fabricio Andrade. Oh my God, this was such a shock to me. I think, you know, Enk Orgo Bataku, it seemed like, he deserved a title shot because he's on a nice win streak at bantamweight, one featherweight win as well. And there wasn't really many other options, and I think Fabricio needed a fight. So yeah, I had no problems with the fight. And obviously, Enk Orgo. We'll get into all this in a bit. I'll just run through the result. Alif Sordeshapan beating Ramadan Ondash. Diogo Reis, who we just spoke to, unanimous decision as well against Daiki Yonakura. Pet Jija, TKO first round against Martina Dominchek. Marcelo Garcia and Lachlan Giles, that was awesome. First round, obviously, there's only one round. A submission for Lachlan in that one. About 7 minutes in, Dmitry Kovtun, unanimous decision against Shinji Suzuki and Avazbek Holmazayev, TKO, second round. Jeremy Miyata opened up the show. Yeah, I really, really liked this show. It delivered for me, really did. Great event, fun the whole time. Insane main event. Story of the fight says, yeah, main event was just wild. A great fight. I think one of the best MMA fights in one for a while. Yeah, it's just we'll get into that one now. We'll start with the main event. So I want to bring up my Instagram as usual, show off my little videos of it. Yeah, I was watching the fight and I thought first round Fabricio. Here it is. Sorry, I need a producer. I always say this, but it's true. Okay, So there he is, a bit of ground and pound. This is the finish, Enk Ogle. Then he switches to the rear naked choke, and Fabricio almost immediately taps. He knows he's done, and the corner went absolutely wild there. Crowd went wild. There were a lot of Mongolians there. So I remember getting there. Normally in the morning, it's quite, yeah, like this. The first fight or so is it's not very full, and they start coming in. It was one of those events where it was just full from the beginning, just like with Ongla and Kazakhstan. So I was kind of thinking, wow, why is there so many people at the beginning here today? And it was just, it dawned on me quickly. Oh my God, they're here for Enk Orgel. And then obviously this man has become a bit of a viral sensation on Netflix with Physical Asia, which I haven't even watched, but I'm gonna go and watch it now because it's funny. I was at the weigh-ins and I was posting. I think I posted Enk Orgel's weigh-ins, and my friend Lauren here in Hong Kong, she messaged me. Shout out Lauren James. We used to work at SCMP together, and then also at CEDA. Uh, she said, "Oh my God, you know Enk Orgel," or something like that. I was like, "Yeah, you know him." And then it dawned on me, "Oh yeah, this guy's really popular." And Enk Orgel, I used to tag him in everything on Instagram, and he would never share or collab. He barely even post on there. He had like 6 posts in years. I don't think he cared about it. Then I suddenly he collabed with me on the way, and then it went crazy. And I just looked at his Instagram. Oh my God, this guy is so popular now. 300,000 followers. Probably got way more than that now after this title win. Yeah, it was a good bit of business by one to get him this title shot. That's why I think they probably matched him up with Fabricio. They thought, well, we and it's a very smart decision. Get on the back of Physical Asia hype and give this. I mean, I said it around the time Sexyama was on Physical 100. The first series. Why are you doing nothing with him? This guy is the most popular guy in Asia right now, and he wasn't in a fight. He wasn't even. They were not even promoting him. No interviews. So I kind of mentioned it to some people there. I was like, maybe you should speak, yeah, put him on a show, get him a fight. And then, yeah, they got him to come to the Singapore event, March 2023, but he didn't have a fight. But they never really fully capitalized, I think, on that hype. And I think he's now done with one. I'm not entirely sure. But it was a missed opportunity, I think, because the hype around him was so hot. And now Orgel is the same, and they capitalized it on a really good way. So kudos to whoever made this matchup. I think it was a great piece of business. I'll be honest, I thought Fabricio was gonna win. One of the best MMA fights of the year, even outside of one. It says story of the fight. Been calling for his title shot for a long time, but the win was considered a long shot for sure. My boy showed out. Yeah, I thought Fabricio would steamroll him, and you saw in like the first 20 seconds. I think he dropped Ngorgel twice. After I think Ngorgel shot straight away, pinned him against the ropes as he in the corner as he does normally. Fabricio was able to get out. When I saw that, I thought, okay, Fabricio's gonna pick him apart on the feet. Dropped him twice, and I don't know how Ngorgel recovered. I just think this was a man on a mission, and it was like there was nothing going to stop Enk Orgel on that day. He was just taken over by the spirit of Mongolia. I don't know what are the gods in Mongolia or whatever. I don't know what their religion is, what they prayed to. I think he was just imbued with this power, and he was not going to lose. There were probably so many times he wanted to not quit, but his body probably wanted to give up on him, and he just didn't stop. And you saw when he finally won, he couldn't even stand up and celebrate. He just sat down in the corner, and Mitch Chilson went over and interviewed him in the corner. It was, yeah, and then he didn't speak to media because he was so banged up. I think he had his leg was torched, his face as well. He had no energy. I saw him in the hotel. Yeah, he could barely move, and I think, yeah, he just refused to die. You know what I mean? He Fabricio was so surprised. I think any 9 times out of 10, Fabricio probably wins that fight. Just that was his day, and he did it. And I think Fabricio made a little bit of a mistake trying to grapple with him and show off his improved grappling. He's been working on a lot in the last year or two while he's been inactive. So I think Fabricio wanted to show he is better than this guy in all areas, and that may have been a mistake because he should have just kept it on the feet. He was picking Ink apart there. Ink didn't really have anything other than this kind of overhand left, I think, and a nice spinning kick I saw. But yeah, Fabricio was gassed as well after he grappled with him. Yeah, it took a lot of sapped a lot of energy out, and yeah, I think even after the first round, Fabricio just looked tired, and it takes a lot of strength to hold off Ink Orgel, and he was looking for that Kimura. I think at the end of the second round, Olivier Coste was looking. I think he told me he couldn't see what was going on, but I don't think Fabricio was in trouble. But I thought Fabricio was doing a really good job of fighting off Ink Orgel. In the fourth round, he just seemed to have no more energy after that. It's a very early takedown. Fabricio scooted to the ropes as you should do in the corner, try to get up, but just didn't have the energy that time. And it was, yeah, just a shock. I called it the biggest upset in one championship history. One guy called me out on Twitter for saying that. Said, "Look at the odds. It was 2-1 or something." I was like, "Look, I don't care about odds. If you know these fighters and their histories, that to me is the biggest shock because I'm sure there have been bigger shocks. You can look at Joseph Lasiri, Prajanchai, but that fight ended on a cut, I believe. There have been, sure, bigger shocks. Maybe you could say Superbon knocking out Petrosian the way he did, but the level there was much more even. This is, I think, a shock because Enk Orgel kind of came out of nowhere, right? 3 years ago, Road to One Mongolia, won that. But you've got to think, right, what's the level of competition on that? Then he came through Friday fights. He subbed a couple of the Team Lakai guys, I think, but not the legends of Team Lakai, or even, they've all gone to Lions Nation. I mean, like the new breed of Team Lakai who were kind of younger, starting out, finding their feet. You think, okay, good wins, but levels. Then he got the contract, came on to Fight Nights. And again, you look at the competition. I'm looking at it now. He debuted against, I think, Janlo, yeah, who I really like Janlo, but yeah, he's so young and he's learning his game, his craft, and it was still an impressive win. But then he lost to Artem Belak, who is the new LFA champion, we might add. And I always really liked Artem Belak. I don't know why one let him go. I think he was a good part of this bantamweight division. I was surprised, but he got finished by Artem in the corner in the second round. So I was kind of looking at that fight as how this one was going to go. But then, to Enk's credit, he submitted another Team Lakai guy, Carlo Bamina, again, young, finding his feet. He submitted Aaron Kanate, who's I love Aaron, yeah, but I think he's since been released by one, and he lost 3 in a row, I think. And I don't know if you could say like his level is up there with Fabricio. And Jeremy Pakatu, who I really like, and he gave a good showing and didn't get submitted. I think that was probably Enk's most impressive win. So it's deserving of a title shot. But you've got to look at Fabricio, who has finished Jeremy Pakatu quite easily in the past, and I thought Fabricio is going to be another level for him. I just didn't see this coming, and it was a huge shock. So I stand by that, saying it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, shock in one championship history. You got to just think of the stage it was on as well. And I think Enk Orgel knew this is like his. There's Enk's record, by the way. I just put it up on screen. I think Ink Orgel knew that this is my one and only chance to win this belt. I'm probably never going to get this again. I'm 36. I think that's correct. 36 years old. I don't know how many years I have left in me because he has to cut a lot of weight, I think, to make this featherweight. Even at featherweight, the dude was shredded. This was his chance. This was his chance. So he took that chance. And if there's a rematch, does the fight go differently? I think it may. I think Fabricio probably win the belt back. What I'm saying is, let's do that fight in Mongolia. I don't know how serious I am about that. I don't know what the logistics of that would be. But this is, if you want that kind of buzz that they had with Ongla and Yangon, when the stadium was shaking, this is a chance to do that. I think take it to Ulaanbaatar, wherever. I don't know. Find an arena. It'll sell out. I guarantee you. You're gonna have 12,000 people wherever the biggest arena in Mongolia and capital is. I don't know. You do the math. It will be such an experience. I think if they can make it happen, they should. And I suggested that on my post here. I said, so this is me. I saw Ank Ogle in the lobby. Like I said, he was banged up pretty bad. His face is, you can see, half of it is very swollen. His leg was shot to pieces. He couldn't walk properly. I felt bad asking him for a picture, but I had to let the fans know he was okay. I'm hoping to get an interview with him too. But I've asked already. We'll see if we can. But yeah, he couldn't speak to media because he went to hospital. But yeah, I suggested do the rematch in Mongolia, and a lot of people on Facebook, obviously from Mongolia, were saying, "Oh yeah, we need to do that. We need to do that." And there are even some Mongolian accounts were reporting that I had said there'll be a rematch in Mongolia. So I didn't say that. I said, "What about that?" Yeah, but that would be cool either way. I would love to see it, but just congrats for Ank Ogle. What a moment. It was one of those very memorable moments in one championship. I'll never forget. And hats off to Fabricio. He's I feel for him. It's not been easy. I think that's just his second MMA fight in 3 years or something. It's not easy when you're so inactive. Yeah, he had Lineker in February 2023, and then Haggerty November that year, but that was kickboxing. Then he had nothing in 2024 at all, and then he had Kwan in January this year. That lasted 42 seconds, so you don't really get to. I think Fabricio would have maybe preferred to go 5 rounds there in some ways. Yeah, to shake full cobwebs. Yeah, it's tough. And then he had 2 months between that fight and this fight to stay in top shape. So I want to make that clear. It's not been easy for Fabricio. He would have wanted to be way more active, and he said to me before the fight he already had a date sort of booked for I think early next year. I think April, but I don't know what happens now. He doesn't have the belt. What happens? Does he still get a fight? Do you do the rematch there? We'll see. I hope so. I think this might be a good thing, a blessing in disguise for him. He can come back hungrier. Maybe he got a little complacent because he was just smashing everyone in MMA. He hadn't really been challenged other than by Lineker. He was finishing every fight pretty much before that. But he's not been very active. He debuted in July 2020. And he's had just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 MMA fights in those 5, 6 years. So not enough for someone of his talent. I think one have got to get him active, because I think an active Fabricio is is a world-class fighter, and I'm sure he'll be back. Yeah, but take nothing away from Enk Orgel. What an achievement that was, and it's a big moment for him, but also for one that he can get a bit of mainstream buzz off this. I think, and it's going to be huge news in Mongolia. The president was Instagramming, whatever you said, was posting about it. There you go. The president of Mongolia said, on behalf of the Mongolian people, I congratulate Ngorgol, MMA fighter who won the world title and added another page to the history of professional sports. Yes, there you go. We express our deepest gratitude to you for showing the courage, endurance, and power of Mongolian athletes to the world and wish you success. That's pretty awesome. One needs to capitalize on this. It's just like when Rugrug won the belt too. I think that was huge in Senegal. So, and Tenkai winning the belt, really big in China. These things seem like shocks, and they seem like maybe it's not the best thing, but I think it can be good. It can really, catch a lot of buzz for one. All right, I will carry on with my recap in a bit. Some comments here. I'm just going to look at who is next. Akbar Abdullayev. Do you mean for Akbar or for is Akbar next for Enk Orgel? Akbar, I don't know. It depends. He said he has a fight coming. If he's still at featherweight, I think the only fight that really makes sense is a rematch with Tenkai. But last time he had to fight someone else, Halil Amir, I think it was. So was it? I can't remember. Let me look. Akbar Abdullayev. It may have been that. I forget his name now. 1 second. Ibrahim Dawev. That's it. Yeah, he already beat Halil before Tenkai. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what you do with Akbar. If you're not going to give him Tenkai, I don't think there's any point having him fight in anyone else, to be honest, unless he wants to go up to lightweight. Because he's had a few struggles with the weight. That could make sense. For Enk Orgel, who's next? I think you got to do the rematch with Fabricio. It was very close, and very competitive and very fun. All right. Ooh, let me see what else people are saying here. Big Enk, so happy for him, says Austin. I'm calling him Mongolian Marab after that performance. Yeah, well, don't jinx him. Marab lost yesterday. What a great fight that was, too. Two brilliant title fights. Marab and Yan, and then Fabricio and Enk Orgel. Just two great fights. Really enjoyed the Marab Yan fight yesterday. That was just such high level stuff. And yeah, I know a story of the fight. Big Will did as well. I would like to see a rematch, says DSBV. And I think one could do it in Mongolia and be successful. They have a few fighters from there now. Yeah, I'm sure they could. You don't really need anyone else. You have Enk, and then maybe you could put on a couple other guys or girls, but Enk would sell that place out wherever it is. He's the pride of Mongolia now. There's one fight left on the contract for Akbar, training American top team right now. Well, there you go. So who knows if Akbar has only got one fight left? That's interesting because I'm sure other organizations would be interested. He's very, very high level fighter. Yeah, if you don't give him the belt here, I think when you win a belt, your contract kind of extends automatically. So if they want to give him the title fight and he wins the belt, that'll keep him there. If not, they might risk losing him. So one championship, the ball is in your court with Akbar. Akbar Abdullayev versus Christian Lee, says Austin. Or Adrian. Once Adrian's a little more experienced, will slap, not going to lie. Yeah, I was going to say, if Akbar does go up to lightweight, he could theoretically throw him into a title fight with Christian Lee, and I wouldn't hate that. I think Akbar is kind of like the uncrowned king at featherweight. So, Yeah, Adrian Lee would be good, but I think I'd like to see Adrian, get a bit more experience after the fight with Ty didn't go his way. I'd like to just see, Adrian feel things out. He's still so young. It was one. Did you see Danny Rube, ex-manager of Fabricio, said one made him sign a 6-fight contract in order to get his 50K bonus last time. Ex-manager said he's wasting his career away. Yeah, I saw it. I didn't know that Danny Rube was his manager. I thought it was Sayat. Um, yeah, I don't know. You guys have to uh, listen to whoever on that. I'm not. I wasn't in the room. Um, yeah, and I think Rubenstein and doesn't have a good relationship with Juan and Sayat. I'm not sure he does either. So whatever they say, I don't know anything about it. I can't really comment on it. But yeah, I think Fabricio could. There was a time Fabricio could have gone to UFC back then, but he stayed in one because he wanted to win the belt. And I think if I'm one championship, I would keep Fabricio if I can, because he's a really good talent who could go anywhere else if he wanted to. And you want to have some of these high level guys. You don't want to let them all leave. I think Fabricio is a great part of one championship. Enk is a star. Let him shine, one, please. Story of the fight says, got a split. Have a good stream, brother. Yeah, sorry. I'm kind of clashing with Story of the Fights recap stream here. Apologies, guys. I should have done mine tonight. But I had the Diogo interview this morning, so I thought I'd combine the two. Yeah, Sayat works for Ruby. Handles the Central Asian guys mostly. Yeah, I'd heard there was some sort of beef with Sayat and One, because Sayat kept trying to take guys over to UFC from One, and One didn't like that. Why would they? I don't know the full ins and outs of it. I haven't seen Sayat around for a while. I think last time I saw him was Denver with what's his name? The guy who tested positive after beating Reese McLaren. No, God. He was from Kazakhstan. Kairat Akhmetov. Sorry. And I haven't seen him since. He had a face-off with Demetrius Johnson at the end of the show, and then 2 weeks later, test positive. We never heard from him again. Or did he come back for a fight? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, he didn't. That was 2.5 years ago. So, yeah. Maybe there's something to do with Sayat there. I don't know. We'll see. But I won't say much more. I don't know enough about it. Yeah, sorry, guys. You guys talk about Alif yet? Been in and out of the stream while writing essays. I have not. We'll get on to Alif next. I'll just wrap this up quickly. He has one fight left on his deal. That's Akbar, and there's still 3 months left until the end of his contract. He wants to join the UFC and become a champion. Well, I'll take your word. I don't know anything about that. So we'll see if that happens. But Akbar Abdulayev could be a champ wherever he goes. He's that good. He dominated Tenkai, absolutely dominated. DSBV 27 says, my 65-year-old mom watched the fight with me and she was a big fan of Enk. Told her sisters about it even. He brings in the casuals. Yeah, I was saying earlier, my friend Lauren here, she asked me, can you get a video from Enk shouting me and my friend out? I wanted to, but I couldn't because, he went to hospital. He brings in the casuals. That's great. This is what one needs to do more. So many opportunities they pass up on of bringing mainstream casual eyeballs to things, I don't get it. I do not understand. You have like when Sexyama was saying on Physical 100, they didn't do any promotion of him or that show while it was on. I was astonished. And they've had Enk Orgel for years, but they weren't able to get him to this level. But he's the same guy as you see on that show. Why did it take a Netflix show to make the world see him that way? you've got to look at how you're promoting these people. If I know it's Netflix and it's gonna help people wider world see it, but why don't one get on Netflix? Why don't they do a show, like a Drive to Survive, F1 style show? All these major sports franchises are using that now. It would be better than The Apprentice, I think, to promote one championship. How many people if people fall in love with Enk Orgel, they're going to fall in love with Rodtang, Stamp, Tawan Chai. Uh, how many other guys can we name? So many, I'm sure. I'm just off the top of my head. Nabil, so many stars they could reach a wider audience with. I think there was a kind of a dabbling with that. There was a documentary they were shooting around 116. I can't remember the number. The one in Impact Arena. There was a documentary crew were kind of following everyone all week, and I don't think it ever saw the light of day. But that would have been awesome. I think they should do that. It's such an effective way to promote your stars to casuals, like 65-year-old mother of DSBV. Where else are they gonna find these people in their daily life? They're not gonna tune into the show because they don't know who these people are. But now they're gonna tune in the show. So you're gonna watch Enk Orgel every time. This lovely lady. All right, yeah. Thoughts on Kaito versus Sidichai? Yeah, great matchup. Happy for Sidichai. I bumped into Tristan in the Commons on Friday night. I was needing some dinner before I went back to the hotel, and he was there. He'd just come from Raja Damnern with one of his guys had fought there on the Friday show there. So it was fun, and we chatted about this fight. He's very excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see Sidichai back in action. Super Bomb was on Physical Asia 2, Anonymous One says, and headline Japan, but didn't get the popularity and hype from the show that Enk Orgel got. Yeah, it doesn't always guarantee success. I think I haven't watched the show, but I think Mongolia did really well and finished second, right? And Enk Orgel is just such a humble guy who I think connects with people because he's so genuine and friendly. And I've been seeing that side of him for years, interviewing him every time. He's just a lovely person. And I think you combine that humility with his physique, right? And his strength. He's such an impressive man. Yeah, it just adds up to dollars, And yeah, you're not going to have a hit every time you throw someone on Netflix. I'm not sure Super Bond's personality would be the right one for that, but he's very popular in his own right in many other ways, especially in Thailand. He's on the side of the trains, with Casio adverts and things. Super Bond doesn't need. I'm sure he's not losing sleep at night. He's extremely popular and rich. He's opening a new gym in central Bangkok. That's going to make him even more rich. I'm sure he's happy. Updates on Lineker, return of Nabati. Nope, neither. K, sorry. Let me crack on with my recap. No, I don't know anything about. I think Nabati's suspension ends in February. So 3 months. We'll see if they book him a fight straight away. Lineker, no clue. Okay, so someone asked about Alif. We'll discuss that next, I think. Let me go. I need to share my screen again. Okay, here you go. Instagram, where you at? There it is. Oh, there's Enkin the Prez of Mongolia again. I will head back to my page. Here it is, with all the naked people weighing in. Okay, so yes, here is the knockdown, stunning knockdown, flying knee knockdown from Alif in the third round. Ramadan, to his credit, straight back up, was protesting it. Ramadan was really upset. I think he thought he might get the decision. I don't know, but he did not. Alif won, I think, every round on the scorecards. There were 30-27, 30-27, 30-26, I think. So there was a 10-8 there somewhere, probably for the knockdown. I don't know. I need to actually look at I think that's what the scorecards were. Let me look at it again. But Yeah, this was a crazy knockdown. See this guy going crazy in front of poor Giuliano, who was filming it for me. Had to get out of his seat. Yeah. Um, my thoughts on this one. Alif fought a very good fight. He used his range, his that height, which is going to give him such an advantage. He was a lot of people on social media saying he's just running away, running away. I don't think he's running away. I think he's fighting, yeah, with high IQ. He was kicking the heck out of Ramadan's arm, that right arm, which we've seen Ramadan have problems with before. I think he broke that one in a fight, or he got mangled up. He was kicking the body. He was going to the head. He was very intelligently circling away, I would say, coming in, landing some vicious kicks, moving out. Ramadan was trying to trap that left leg of Alif. He did it a few times. Got it under his arm, and then he was trying to spam that left hook, which has crazy power in. But Alif was able to escape, and he was weakening that arm that Ramadan was using to trap his leg, so that he couldn't hold it. It's very intelligent stuff from Alif, and he did what he had to do. I don't think, as I said, I tweeted it out. He very wisely didn't engage in a brawl with Ramadan, because that's not the way to fight Ramadan on Dash if you want to win. Because chances are he's going to knock you down at least once or twice. Because he has such huge power in that left hook and the overhand, and he almost caught Alif a few times with it. I think he did catch him a couple times, but that knockdown kind of came out of nowhere. That's just incredible technique from Alif to throw that. Just think about even throwing that, the way he did it. It was so clean and shocked him and won him the fight, very, very handily. And Ramadan was upset. I think he felt Alif wasn't engaging with him, wasn't there to fight. But like I said, Alif did what he had to do, and he secured a title shot with it. And it was funny because he was interviewed by Mitch in the ring, and Mitch said, and then Alif said something like, "Oh well, I think Prajanchai should fight Ramadan now because he doesn't want to fight me. So I'm not going to fight you, Prajanchai. You can fight Ramadan first." And then Mitch said, "Oh, by the way, Chatri says you got a title shot against Prajanchai next." So he changed his tune a little bit. I asked him about that. I think he said he was just joking, but I know there was genuine animosity for Alif towards Prajanchai. If you could see before the fight, I interviewed him, and he said, he was kind of upset that Prajanchai was making him do this fight with Ramadan. He didn't feel he needed to do it. He felt he already had the shot locked up. And I agree. But I just think Prajanchai needed a bit more time to recover from the DiBella fight. His legs got chopped up there for 5 rounds. And December was too quick a turnaround for Alif. And Alif wanted to fight in December. So it's fine. I think they'll fight, I don't know, early next year. I really hope they can put it on in Malaysia, and that's what Alif wants. But I got a feeling it'll be Thailand, and it'll headline a fight night card. But from what I heard, the plan was those guys to headline 174, which was being targeted for Malaysia in December. All fell through. So we'll see if they can get Malaysia back in the mix. I think now is the time to strike for One and Malaysia. You've got Jojo, Alif. You got this young kid, Rifteens, coming through. If he can win a contract and get him on that card, or we don't even need to have a contract. We've seen that before. And then you can wheel out Jihin for something in MMA. Yeah, plenty of Malaysian stars for them now. Jojo alone and Alif just big enough to sell that Axiata Arena out in KL. I would love to go back. Can't remember the last time I was there. I think it was before COVID. December. That was the last show I did before COVID, I think, for One Championship, December 2019. Who was on that card? Can't even remember. Uh, yeah, it was a long time ago. So yeah, that Alif, great win. Ondash, I think he'll learn a lot from this fight. I think he needs to calm down a bit and control his emotions. A bit of a hothead, and I think Johnny and Tiger will work on that with him. Just staying calm, control the emotion. He let it get the best of him. Uh, the whole week he was kind of fired up, and the weight miss as well didn't help. He just wasn't in a great emotional state, I think, to fight. It's different on fight night than Friday fights. It really is. It's a bigger stage. It's the same arena mostly, but it's a bigger stage, tougher opponents, more eyes on you, from around the world, more pressure. The stakes are higher. So he's 19 though. He's gonna learn to deal with that. Don't worry. He's still got a really bright future. Love Ramadan. Great kid. But give Alif his flowers. What a performance. And I don't think he was running away. No, I think he was very intelligently fighting. DSB saying, has anyone given any thought to changing the scoring around knockdowns in Muay Thai? I didn't think Alif was too bad running, but it does feel like it happens a lot. Mohammed being an example last week. Well, yeah, one's scoring is what it is. It's 10-8 knockdown automatically, unless the other guy knocks you down or kind of messes someone up so bad that it's kind of outdoes the damage of the knockdown. So in theory, yeah, you can get a knockdown and then coast on it for the next 2 rounds, and you're probably still going to win the fight. Some people don't like that. Some people do like this the way it is. I don't know. Yeah, maybe some adjustments could be made to it. One's always looking at ways to improve their rule sets. They make little tweaks here and there. So I'm sure they will think about these things. I'm not the person to ask. I don't have any influence on the officials, but they're always looking at ways to improve the product. Trust me. I know all these little things they do. Frank made it PC on the mic. NG says, but Alif basically said to Prajanchai to go beat Ramadan first, then he can come fight me for the belt. Talking like he was the one with the belt, man was marking his territory. Yeah. Alif's not happy with Prajanchai. I feel for Prajanchai here. I think too tight a turnaround that was 2 months, and he should have just said that and been like, look, Alif, I want to fight you, but I just went 5 rounds with John Dubella. My leg's banged up. I can't even train right now. I'm not coming into a title fight with you on like 2 weeks preparation. We can do this fight, but we'll do it in February or whatever on my terms. I'm the champ. Instead, he gave an interview saying, I don't think Alif deserves this shot. He's not worthy. Apparently, I'm paraphrasing what I was told. He did an interview saying Alif needs to go and prove he's worthy. So that upset Alif. And he poked the bear, you don't want to poke the bear. Ondash is still young. Jasmine says he will get more mature and learn and come back stronger. 100% agree. If Ramadan wanted to go to kickboxing, I think he beats Toma in a rematch. Yeah, Ramadan could do kickboxing. Let's see. I really like Ramadan, but there's so much time for him to improve on everything. Don't worry. All right, my recap. We're going back to the Instagram. What's next? So we spoke to Diogo. We don't really need to cover that one, but congratulations to him. We can watch him lift the belt here. What a moment for him. I know he was very emotional, and if you missed that interview, he was telling us, after 5 minutes, his body just shut down on him, and because he threw up the morning of the fight, didn't know what was wrong, and he just felt he had no energy. That's why he didn't come speak to the media. His blood pressure dropped, so that's why I had him on the show today, because I couldn't speak to him after the fight. But congrats to him. You can see what it means. Great moment for him with the belt. And Pet Gija. All right. Wow. Yeah, this is crazy. 3 knockdowns for Pet Gija on Martina Dominchak. Pet Gija looked absolutely back to her best. We haven't seen this killer instinct from her for a while. I think ever since she parted ways in acrimony with Mehdi and Team a Venom training camp. Team Medi's at it. She kind of looked a shadow of her former self. I know Medi was unhappy about the split. It seems like they've made up and they're all friends again. But yeah, she went away. She didn't look great against Kana in Tokyo earlier this year. That title defense, she didn't look great. Medi said to me after that fight she looked bad. They still hadn't made up, but yeah, they're back together now, and I think Gigi realized she needed Medi. She needed Venom. She told me after the fight, yeah, the sparring partners just makes all the difference. So yeah, she's back to her best here, and she called for a title shot. You can check out my interview with her. She called for a title shot against Alicia Rodriguez. Here it is. It says, for 3 years, I've wanted to fight with her. I've been waiting for her. She gave the interview in English as well, at the behest of Medi. Medi was telling me, make her speak English, make her speak English. She needs to learn English. I'm teaching her again. He said when she left Venom, she stopped learning, but when she's at Venom, he provides English services for everyone there. So, and he says it's going to make her a star if she can speak English, and I agree. She's got the skills in the ring. If she can get fluent in English, she's going to be a big star for one, I think. So yes, check out that interview on my channel after the end of this show. Yeah, very impressive performance from her. It's worth mentioning. Martina posted as well on Instagram. I think her story. Yeah. So I'll just show this because she said, "Sorry about what you saw." I don't know if I can pause it. It's not about the loss, but the way it happened. Sorry, it's going to Polish here. From Sunday to Monday, I developed severe food poisoning, vomiting, diarrhea, and fever, which kept me up all fight week, right up until the fight itself. I actually went into the fight a shadow of myself, dehydrated, tired, with no strength or energy. My body was in survival mode instead of fight mode. I apologize for my performance in this state. So a lot of people probably say she's making excuses. I can confirm, I heard, directly that she was sick before the fight. I heard this before the fight even happened, that she'd had food poisoning. So she's not making an excuse. And if you watched my pre-fight interview with her, you might have seen she said there were some surprises. She alluded to something going wrong this week, which potentially was going to affect her weight at the weigh-ins, but she made weight. It was fine. But yes. So I don't know if it would have affected the result of the fight, but I'm sure she would have given a much better performance. So just worth bearing in mind if you want to bury Martina. She was, sick all week. And you don't want to get in the ring with Pedjija when you're sick. Shout out Lewis, one of my members, the main man, just popping by, having my lunch break right now. Appreciate you, Lewis. I hope this improves your lunch break. I'll be around for another 15 minutes or so. I'm starting to lose my voice again. I mentioned I was sick before the show last week. Earlier this week, sorry. No, it's Monday today, last week. Yeah, I mentioned I'd been quite sick after Tokyo. Still regaining my voice a bit, so I can't hang around forever today. Yeah, so great win for Pedjija. Has to be Alicia Rodriguez next, surely. Has to be. They can't delay that anymore. Lachlan Giles submitting Marcelo Garcia. Wow. We talked about that a little bit with Diogo as well, so I won't go too heavy on it, but huge win for Lachlan, and he retired again. He came out of retirement for this fight, and then he retired again. You'd be tempted, imagine, if you beat Marcelo to stick around in one, but, I think he's happy where he is in life. And he said the weight cuts are kind of tough this time. So, yeah, congrats. Just great guy. It was great to meet him. And check out my interview with him. He's very humble. He has some great advice for anyone doing jiu-jitsu. Primarily, be more like Marcelo Garcia, he said. But yeah, just such an interesting mind. It was great to pick his brains a little bit. He broke down the finish in a way that made even me understand it, and I'm a complete casual with the grappling. So go look at the interview. I thought it was a great matchup. One's grappling doesn't always hit the spot for me, but this event really did. Two great matchups. So more of the same, please. Tom DeBlas doing a great job with his matchmaking since he came on board. I think when they get it right like this, it really adds to the whole product. And yeah, just keep it going, guys. I was very, very impressed. And the personalities, I think, are key. And this is a wonderful man here. Lachlan Giles, shout out to him. Dmitry Kovtun with a unanimous decision over Shinji Suzuki. Cut him out pretty badly in the first round. Sorry, losing my voice. Yeah, impressive. Dimitri's on a bit of a roll. We'll see what's next for him. I think, yeah, he's just winning and winning and winning. Congrats to him. Shout out Sitsong Pinong and Avazbek Kolmazayev. This was a fun fight to open the show against Jeremy Miado, finishing it with 7 seconds to go before the end of the second round. One to watch out for in flyweight. I'm about to publish my interview with him today after this, so you can check it out. Very interesting, man. I love Miado as well. I think he's got great hands, and he dropped Avazbek right at the beginning of the fight. Kolmazayev, yeah, was kind of caught cold there, but he even stuffed a couple of takedown attempts, Jeremy, in that first round. He's really improved in that department since he's working with Pichai, Muay Thai and MMA in Phuket, Colt K, my guy, and Campbell Symes, Mr. Wonder Girl. Yeah, he's got some great coaches over there, wrestling and grappling. So he's just so much better in that department. And there was a time where Jeremy was close to being cut. I think he was 4 in a row skid. He's rebounded, had a couple of really impressive wins. But this was maybe a step too far because I think Avazbek is a future title challenger, if not champ. He's very good, this guy. A little bit raw still, but he's going to round that out. Very young. And I love his game. It's awesome. He's so strong. Did really well. And he's an interesting guy. He says, I said, what if they match you up with your fellow countryman, Sanjar Zakharov? He said that would be a really hard fight for him. It would be, yeah. But that could be the fight. I think those two guys are the clear contenders in flyweight, probably. I don't know if Mansour Malakiev wants to hang around at flyweight. I don't think Sanjar can make strawweight again, but yeah, there's some big names coming through at flyweight now. Yuya Wakamatsu gonna be a marked man. Yeah, it's a good division. Sad that DJ is no longer there, but some new stars coming through. All right. Tony Valley saying, what's next for DiBella? Interesting. I don't know. I think he's had a bit of a rest after that fight. They're probably now starting to think about title defense, who it would be. Problem is, there's not many people in the division. You could do Rui Vitello again. He beat Zhang Peimian. And Rui was on the show recently. He said that was not the best version of himself against DiBella. So we'll see. You could do. I know they want to get Zhang Peimian back in the mix, but Zhang keeps losing to Rui, so on split decisions. So maybe you can't go straight for the but John's already beaten Zhang. It was a close fight, but John got that head kick knockdown in the 5th round, which really sealed it. I'm sure they'll rematch one day. But there's some new Japanese kickboxers coming through, I think, on Friday fights. So hopefully they can fast track one of them maybe for John early next year. Yeah, Takumi Terada maybe. Yeah, I think we were covering that. He's making some noise on X, Twitter, about K1 and not having a fight and maybe vacating the belt. So yeah, he could be another to switch over from K1. But yes, guys, I'm losing my voice, as you can probably hear. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'll just say, oh, there's some news as well. Latest news. Let me look. Not too much, thankfully, but worth mentioning. Yeah, they announced Daewon Lek versus Simone for Friday Fights Tempo 137, December 19th. As it stands, I plan to head out there. It's my birthday the day before, so the weigh-ins it will be my birthday. As it stands, I'm hoping to get out there, yeah, and that should be a fun fight. The whole card is awesome. We'll preview it next week or later this week, but see what else gets added to it. Yeah, Shimon, quick turnaround after the fight with what's his face, Saming Pri Tagir Kalilov with the eye poke. I think if Shimon had got a win there, he probably would have got a contract. And same here, if he beats Daewon Lek, I think he gets a contract. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, the cousin of Nadaka comes from great stock. Very impressive guy, fun as well. Any other news? No, I think that's it, really. We'll see what else gets announced, but thankfully, not too much happened other than the event. Yeah, I thought it was a great event. Fight of the night for me has to be Enk Orgel and Fabricio. What a fight! Love to see a rematch. But honorable mention, I think, to Marcelo and Lachlan. Really intriguing grappling matchup that was, and having Lachlan explain the finish was really intriguing as well, really interesting. So go watch that interview on my channel. Performance of the night has to be Enk Orgel. Just otherworldly man, was a demon possessed. But honorable mentions maybe to Pet Gija and yeah, Leaf was pretty handy too. If I could give out bonuses, yeah, fight of the night would be that main event. So a double one for Enk with performance of the night. Maybe another 50K for a Leaf and Pet Gija. Lachlan, I think, deserved a 50K. Don't know why he didn't get it, but I think it just was Enk Orgel who got the bonus. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the show. And yeah, like I said, I'll be back in 2 weeks, hopefully in Bangkok to do the 10 pole, and then it's a bit of a break. It's yeah, I think 5 weeks or 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 or 5 weeks to the fight night 39 in late January, 24th or 23rd. Not sure when Friday fight starts up either. I haven't heard yet. I was asking when I was there. Couldn't get a straight answer. So I don't know whether it'll be the week before that or the same week. But either way, yeah, it'll be a nice break for everyone involved with One Championship. It's pretty hectic these days, fights every week pretty much. It'll be a nice break for me. I'm going to enjoy it. It's been a tough year, been a long year, a lot of personal changes in life, as you can see. Yes, and I'm just going to really change some things up as well next year. I have some plans already. And yeah, this year just kind of been about doing what I can while dealing with all the crazy things happening in my life. And now things are a bit more settled. I can get back to what I was hoping to do this year. I made a New Year's resolution this year, like about all this stuff I was going to do work-wise, and then three weeks later, my life turned upside down because found out I'm having a baby. So here we are, those babies healthy, happy. We've moved house, great new place, and I'm ready to get back on it next year. Make the same resolution, gonna kick ass on that front, and you're gonna see a lot of fun content from me, hopefully. But right, yes, I must go. I'm struggling to speak, so thanks all for watching, and see you when I see you. I don't know when the next stream will be. I'm trying to get Ink Orgle, as I mentioned. So if that happens, I'll run that one live for sure. Otherwise, we will try and figure something out for midweek. But yes, Friday Fights is back as well this week. We've got a cool card, 136. I think the return of Pan Payak, yes. Should be a good one in the main event. All right, guys. So we'll cover that. I'll see you. Sorry, when I see you. Thanks for watching.